YouTube, I'm ABC, and today I'm making a tutorial for you guys. Today's tutorial we're going to talk about how to make a basic platformer. I made a basic platformer on my other channel almost 2 years ago, so it'll be nice to have a new one on this channel, and that way, if I make platformer tutorials in the future, I can reference you back to this tutorial, and so that way you'll know what to do for platformer stuff. So first things first, sprites. I created a player sprite and a solid sprite. They're just 32 by 32 sprites. Nothing special about them. You could make them a semi sprite if you were particularly lazy and wanted to confuse yourself. But either way, that's 2 sprites. So over to your player, and then OBJ solid, and make sure you click solid and set the sprite to solid, of course. Okay, so in the player, this is where all of our platformer codes can happen. So in the sub event, we do all of our code. So this will occur every single second. I'm going to have a lot of comments in here, so if you want to make a platformer yourself, you'll know exactly where to look if you want to make any tweaks. So first thing, move right. If you're pressing the right key, move right. So if keyboard check, VK right, then x plus equals 8. That adds 8 to the variable x. Okay? And then move left. If keyboard check, VK left, x minus equals 8, and that's the basis of it. But since we have solids in the game and we want it to check for solids, we want to make sure you can't move right directly through a solid. So we want to check if there's a solid in our way first. So, and in addition to that condition of clicking the right button, we want to check if that spot's free. So place free x plus 8, because x plus 8 is where we're going. Y, that's it. And then here we'll add a very similar one, only we'll have x minus 8 instead. So and place free x minus 8 and y. There you go. So now we've got our movement down, and then you change. You can change that 8 to change the your horizontal movement speed, and make sure you change it in the checking as well. Because if you change it here where it changes the x value, but not up here, you could get some strange physics errors. Like you could walk through solids or something like that. All right. So next thing, jumping. If key. So like previous, you want to check if you press the up button now. So if keyboard check, and this time we're going to do pressed. VK up. Okay, so difference between VK check and VK check and pressed is only when you initially press the button. So this will only be triggered once when you first press it. This one will constantly be triggered whenever you have it pressed down. So here it'll only be triggered once. So you can when you jump, we're going to set the V speed equal to -8 or so, and then if we had this pressed gone, then it would stay at -8, and you could literally fly, and we don't want that, so that's why it's pressed. And then we also want to make sure that there's a solid under us, because if there's not a solid under us, we'll be jumping in thin air. Which if you want there to be double jumping, I guess that's a good thing, but in this case we don't. So and place free xy plus 1. I have a double jumping tutorial on my other channel if you're interested in Forge Games, but if you ask nicely, I might make it on this channel as well. I don't know. Okay, so now we have a way to get up in the air. Now we need to have a way to get down again. So the next step is gravity. Oh, and by the way, you can change initial strength of jump. You can change this. This time you leave this, but you can change this to whatever. And negative is the up direction, so keep it negative unless you want to jump downwards. Okay, gravity. Okay, a lot of people use the gravity variable when they're working with gravity, but I prefer to do manual because I feel like you have a better understanding that way. I could have done the same thing with V speed, but I just didn't. Alright, so I'm doing it manually. So we want gravity to start working on the player when there's not a solid beneath us. So if not place free xy plus 1, Notice, this looks very similar to this one, except there's an exclamation mark in front of it. The exclamation mark says opposite. So in this case, instead of checking if that coordinate is free, it's going to check if that's not free. And if it's not free, that means we're in the air and we want gravity to do some work on us. So we're going to subtract 0.5 from v speed. So that way we'll start add 0.5 from v speed to v speed. So if it's negative, it'll move upward less fast, and if we're at a positive value, the positive value will increase, making us go downward at a faster rate. Okay. And now one more thing, I want to add a terminal velocity, a velocity at which we can't go any faster when we're going downward. So I'm going to say if v speed is more than 20, that might be a little bit high, I'm not sure. V speed equals 20. So you can change these 20s. If you want to change the terminal velocity, the max velocity, you can go. So change power of gravity, and here change maximum velocity. Alright, and that is all for the step event. So now I'm going to go into the collision with solid event, and what we're going to do here is first off v speed equals 0, because whenever you collide with a solid, it's at v speed equals 0. And then if it's under us, we want to handle things a little differently. So if not place free, xy plus v speed, this means that the solid we're hitting in the vertical direction, and v speed is more than 0, meaning that we're going down. So if we're hitting something in vertical direction and we're moving downwards, then we want to move contact 270. We move in the direction 270 until we hit a solid, and 270 is down. That's the degree for down. 0 is right, 180 is left, 270 is down. There you go. And I believe that's everything. So let's go ahead and go into our room and set the grid to 32 by 32, because that's how big my sprites are. You might want to change it depending on your sprites. And then I'll hold and shift and go ahead and create a bunch of solids, and I'll create a play roughly in the center, and create one more solid there so it'll be symmetric. Alright, now test it out. And here we go. Left, right buttons do not work. That's a wonderful start. Okay, I have made a mistake. My apologies. Over here in the gravity part, I put down not place free. We want it to be place free. This is the part that wants to be not place free. If we're about to jump, we want to make sure that the spot under us is solid, so not place free. And if we're in the air, we want to make sure that the point under us is free. We want to make sure there's nothing under us while we're in the air to check for gravity. That's very sloppy of me. I thought I was above that. Okay. Movement to left and right works fine. If I go in the up direction, and move up just fine. And that's, well, and as you can see, I hit the solid, no problems. And I don't hover a few pixels over the solid either, which is where the move content came in. And then I have no problems hitting these side of the walls. Okie dokie. If I stop and I hit the walls. Okay. So that is all for this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you understand better how to make platformer tutorials now. And I guess I'll see you guys next time.